how are you? Hope you're all well. Hope you've had a lovely week. Hope you've had lots of fun, enjoying the sun. That all, of course, is very dependent on when you're looking at this video. It could be 5 weeks from when it was actually recorded. Either way, welcome to week 2. This is week 2, special week 2's video. And this is week 2, task 2. So we separate, even though we do 2 crafts every week, this might be, you might be going, where's week 1? Well, it's back on the previous page. You click craft 1, week 2, craft 1. So we don't do them back to back, and we do them this way just in case you guys don't want to do 2 back to back like we do in our live sessions. So in our live sessions, which are 10:30 a.m. every Thursday morning, feel free to join in on that. If you can't and you're using this video, the pre-recorded videos, that's absolutely fine. We normally do our 2 crafts, one straight after the other in the live sessions, but if you are splitting them up, then this is the perfect way to do that. So I might be doubling up on things you've just heard if you've just watched week 2, task 1. So please forgive me if I do, but I'll go through it quite quickly. So what we need for this one, week 2, task 2, is your week 2, task 2 bag. Okay, so you got your little stamps on there. It says week 2, task 2. It will be in your big pack. Boom, boom, boom. So we're going to find that one if you haven't found it already. And the other thing we're going to need from the box are in here, just in the side, you'll find, these 2 orange strips. Doesn't matter, this way, doesn't matter, but they're both basically the same. You need 2. I know some of you have got a few packs, so each child needs 2 of these. Right, pop that there, pop that out of the way. Those ones we're going to put to one side. We'll just put up there for the moment, just to keep them there. And we're going to have a root in our bag. So, if you have a look inside first, you'll see that there are some lovely glittery sequins and there are some feathers. Okay, we'll come to those. For the moment, all I want you to find is your glue pack. Okay, find your little glue pack just for the moment. Your little people are probably already diving into the bags, ripping feathers out and blowing them everywhere. That's all fine if they are. I mean, it's hard for you because you've got to collect them all up, but it doesn't matter. So find this one, pop this to one side for the moment. If you want to, you can, while we're just starting, just tear across the bag like that. It doesn't have to be straight, doesn't matter. If, like me, it's going to take 2 goes. It's more just a preparation, because then you can open that up a little bit and you can kind of easily see the other bits that are in there. Put it to one side just for the moment. Your bags are all recyclable, so pop those in the recycle bin, or if you're like me, just put them on the floor for the moment. What we're going to do. So I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do, we're just going to do it. The fun bit. So the first job is we're going to get our 2 orange strips. And we're going to put them sideways like this. So they are horizontal. Horizontal means lying down. Okay. Then we're going to need our little glue baggie. So with our glue bags, they're sealable bags. Just your little sealable bag at the top. Now, to be able to reuse this easily and get the glue out in a controlled manner, what we do is we take a little scissors, and all we're going to do is nip the end off, just like this tiny little nip go, and you just cut a tiny little end off, and then it essentially becomes like a piping bag. And it means that you can use only what you need. And then at the end, if you still have glue left over, because it's always handy to have a little bit of glue lying around the house, you can just fold that over, get a tiny little bit of sellotape, and just tape over that. So when you need it, if you want some glue the next time, well, you just come down and nip the other corner off. And because no air gets in there, it won't evaporate and it won't dry out. So very, very useful. We don't like wasting. We know some of you love using your glue though, so that's all good. We don't mind using too much glue, but you know, it's good not to waste and throw this away. So this is a great way of being able to keep it and reuse it just in case we need it at another time. So as we're using this, I'm going to open that little flap up again, and I'm going to show you what to do now. You can take this and you can take where you've ripped off the newspaper and squirt the glue down on that. You will have from week 1 your little spatula stick that you will hopefully have kept, and then you can scoop and do what you need to do. I'm just going to use the bag as a little piping bag to start off with. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to take my little piece of newspaper. I'm going to show you guys what to do. So, piping bag, just hold it like that, down on top like this, and all we're going to do is, I'm going to put it there so you can see it. I'm going to go to squirt and hold it up so you can see it come out. Squirty, 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 gluey. That's it. You can just stop. You've got all that glue left in the bag that you don't need to waste. Fold the tip down. And if we need a little bit more for this craft, we'll just come and get it. So, we ready? 2 strips. We're going to just take one. And on the end, it doesn't matter which end, but only one end. We're going to get a scoopy glue. And we're going to put some glue on the end. Just like that. We're just going to spread it out on the end. Just like that. No, it doesn't have to be that close to the end or that close, just at the end. Very good, so hopefully you guys have that. I'm going to go through this in my own time. If you guys need to, pause me, won't feel offended, to help catch up, because obviously I'll be doing it a little bit quicker than you will. So get ready with your pause button, or I think your space bar should probably pause it straight away, and then you hit your space bar if you're working on a PC. And all we're going to do then is get the second strip, just like this, the second strip that doesn't have any glue, and we're going to put one, hopefully you guys can see this here, you can see me, we're just going to get one and put it straight down on top of the other one, pushing fingers on top. We're going to count to 10. We all ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, very good, 6, very good, 8, 9, and the big one, yay, 10. Very good. And hopefully, after that hold to 10, we should now have one big, long strip. Now you'll see, mine aren't exactly in line. There's a little step there. That doesn't matter. Don't worry about that. Okay, good, fantastic. So once we have our now long strip, what I want you to do is take this now long strip and we're going to fold it in half. Okay, the long way. So not this way. Okay, the long way. So it doesn't have to be exactly in half, but there or thereabouts, we're going to fold it over and push it down with your pushing finger. Now, for very small fingers, big people, you may want to just do this for them. So we're going to end up with if I hold it lengthways like this, you'll see exactly what I want us to do. It's kind of like a little tube. Okay, so we're just putting a little fold in it like that. It'll all make sense in a minute, I promise. So do that one, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to push it back open again. And you'll see down the middle you've got this little line you can see now. And that's what we were after. That's why we were doing the fold. We want that line just as a little guide. So once you're there, again, pause me if you need to. Back to your glue that should be on your table. You should have plenty there. We're going to do some scoops and we're going to do some drizzles on one side of that half. So where the card folds in half, we're just going to drizzle some glue and spread it out. It doesn't matter if it goes on both sides. That's absolutely fine. But we want to choose one side and pop it on and really kind of work on that side. Doesn't matter if it drifts like mine just has onto the second side. Don't worry about that. It makes no difference at all. But whichever side we want as our kind of main primary side, we want to make sure we put lots of glue on that. So scoop and drizzle, scoop, drizzle, and spread around in circles like this. Again, I'm going to give you a little thing. Now, I've run out of glue on mine, so again, I'm just going to get my little pack, squeeze out some glue. Now, top tip, big people, if you need to, you can just squeeze it straight on like this. But obviously, we want your little people to do the work. Okay. So on your plate, on your sheets of paper or the brown bag, give it a little squirt, get them out there, and then we're gonna scoop and drizzle and spread, scoop and oh, there he goes, there he goes, there he goes, boom, very good. Then we're gonna spread that out using our little spatula stick. I like to do little circles just because it's a great way of learning circles and it's quite easy to do. Very good for your fingers and everything. So I'm going to spread that out all the way. A little random sticker. You're going there. Very, very good. So we'll end up with something that looks a bit like that. Good. I've drifted off up here onto the side a little bit, onto the other side. Doesn't matter. We don't worry about stuff like that. If you've put it all over, it doesn't really matter. You just don't need to, that's all. We're not going to be using our glue again for this one, so I am going to just squeeze that down, fold that over, and just in case I run out of glue somewhere else or need it, I've got some glue there that I'm going to use. I've got plenty on my plate already, so I won't need any more. Good, right, are we ready? So, what are we going to do with this, you ask? Haha! Back to your bag, week 2 task 2 bags. Very good. And in there are our feathers. So, you can take them out if you want and leave them beside your little people. Or if you want to just go in and take them one out at a time, you can. So, we're going to take our little feathers. And all we're going to do, really easy, really fun, is put them down on top of the glue that we just put in place. Okay, I'm going to do one. I'm going to do one on this side, and I'm just going to show you what I've done. So they literally, above that halfway line that we made, it doesn't matter if they go a little bit higher, but we don't want them any lower than the halfway fold line. And we're just going to stick them down on top of the glue. Okay, I'm going to do one. I'm going to do another. I've got a nice orangey one here. I'm going to do. I won't do the orange. Well, I will. I'm going to put the orange one in higher, but it's tricky to see that because the card is orange. So I'm going to put a little pink one in here. I'm going to put it a little bit higher just to show you that it doesn't have to be exactly on the halfway mark, as in halfway down the sheet. I'm going to get up for this one. Oh, not too close. It goes too dark. So it can just be, raised up a little bit, or like this one. It can be right down on the line. Doesn't matter, as long as it doesn't go below the line, really. And that, you'll see why in a minute. And what I think is always a good thing to do is work from the center out. Then you get a nice even spread out, and it'll all make sense why. Now, I just noticed in this bag, I'm very bluey, tealy, greeny on this bag, but that happens sometimes. I've got a little red one. I'm going to pop him there on the end. Again, pause me if you need to do this. I'm kind of just cracking on. I'll put one more in there. And what about, I've done a little pink one. So, you should have 10 or 12 feathers in there. In reality, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've used 10. I'm going to end up with something that looks a little bit like that. Okay? Might look a little bit messy at the moment, but don't worry about that. We'll wait till you see what we do now. Right, you ready? I'm going to try doing this, holding it up like this so you can see. Obviously, you guys do this next piece with it lying down on the table. Right, you ready? So all we're going to do is take the bottom and fold it up and squeeze. So we're sandwiching those feathers inside, okay? So we're going to squeezy, squeezy, squeezy like that. So we create one sandwiched feather holder like this. Now I'm going to put it down just for a second and move that out of the way because I'm going to use my pushing fingers then. And we're going to just go push, push, push. Now if you can use a rubbing finger, make little circles or rub from left to right or right to left. And we're just going to do this and do little circles maybe, or pushing fingers, any of those, rubbing, pushing fingers. So we push that down, so we squeeze the glue that's on the one side through to the other side. That's why it doesn't matter if you had glue on both sides, makes no difference, but it will get through. And we're just going to push it down like this, and we're going to keep pushing it down like this, and push, 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 push. And the reason we're doing this is once we have it all pushed down and we're relatively happy, what we need to do, or what we're going to be making, is taking these two ends then, and we're going to fold them over each other, put a little bit of glue on one side, and we're going to fold it down. Now that's what we're going to do. We're not going to do that right this second. I'm just telling you and showing you what we're going to end up doing. And what we end up with is a beautiful crown, like this. What we want to do is just measure how close, so depending on the size of your head, how much we want to make it small or how much we want to make it big. Okay, small head, bigger head. For me, I'd need even more card because Mine's quite a big head. But this is what we're doing. And so you'll put some glue. But before we do that, you're going to have another little look in your bag, because what you'll find that's in there are some of our beautiful sequins. Yes, you've got some lovely little coloured sequins and things in there. And what we're going to do is a little bit of decoration. So we're going to get the glue that's left on our page or on our paper. We're going to get a little tiny little bit of glue. And we're going to put some glue dollops on top of our orange crown ring. Okay, so just a few little dollops. That's all it needs. If you put lots on and spread it out, that's also fine. The glue will evaporate and disappear. But we're going to end up with some dollops of glue, basically like that. If you end up with spread glue, so you've got a big piece that's spread out like that one, don't worry, like this one here, don't worry, that's absolutely fine, absolutely fine. Then we're going to get little fingers, again, big people, stay with your little people, supervise them on this one, because we don't want these to end up anywhere they shouldn't be. And you don't have to pile them in front of them. You maybe, for those of you who are working on colours, you could maybe put a blue one and a green one and a red one and go, can we pick the green one? Can we find the red one? Or any of those kind of things. And let them get in there with their little fingers, okay? And we're going to get those, we're going to put them on top of a little dollop of glue, tap, tap, tap. And we're going to keep going, tap, tap, tap. I'm doing mine in just a simple straight line. You guys don't have to. You guys can do a zigzag pattern, or as we like to call it, the scattergun approach, where you just stick them absolutely anywhere at all. There's no right or wrong. As long as we're using our little fingers to do the work, that's all that matters to us. So some of you might have slightly bigger sequins or smaller sequins, or you might have different types of sequins. These are just our little round ones that we like to use. That's what I put in my bag. And we'll end up with something that looks a little bit like that. And then, when it's done, you can get your glue, pop it on the end like this. I'm going to go for quite a wide head on this one. So a little bit of glue on one end, just like that, and then it folds over. Squeeze it together with your squeezy fingers. Do another count to 10. Remember, pause me if you need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very good. Good job. You got high five. And there are our beautiful feather crowns. Just like that. Really, really simple. Really, really fun. Good fingers. Good pushing hands. Super good listening. Really, really good. Well done, all of you guys. I hope you've had loads of fun. Take your time with this. That's what it's all about. If you've got some of our stickers left over from task 1, you could put some of the stickers on there. Absolutely fine. Works perfect. It's really, really good. And please send us in some pictures that you've taken, if you've taken any. Or if you haven't, maybe the next time you do stuff, take some pictures and send them. We love to see everything that everyone does. We are hanging things up on the wall behind us as we make them every week, so we'll fill that wall up pretty quick. I look forward to seeing you either in this pre-record next week for week 3, task 1, task 2, or if not, on our live Thursday morning sessions at 10:30 a.m. That's it, really. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you all next week.